complicity or responsibility, or did anything sort of seep out into your sphere at all?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose especially because the way I happened to be, I chose to sit right at the front, and I had the dog and things. So I did feel very involved, almost as though my reaction to what you were doing was also potentially have an effect on you as performers, just because of we had been welcomed to sort of be that engaged, and so I felt, and even the way the dog was responding, I felt would potentially have an influence.
Yeah.
And because it was said at the beginning that this was kind of experimental and work in progress, and you were interested in the audience's perception and everything. I mean, I didn't obviously know exactly how it was going to be, but I was open to the possibility that you could actually end up responding a bit like how a comedian will just sort of start to. So I didn't know. I mean, you didn't do that, but I didn't know if at any point you would.
It might,
you
yeah.
might, you know,
Yeah.
sort of actually draw the audience in.
Do you have any, when you were sitting there, did you have any moments of sort of like gut responses, or did you
Yeah,
ever...
I did. I mean, at some point I could feel that I could almost start crying. I mean, I didn't. I didn't start crying, but I did feel that I could have. It sort of was because it was it's very powerful what you're doing. It sort of felt. I mean, as I said, the dog just responds because the dog doesn't have the ability to shut that down.
Yeah, he doesn't understand pretend.
No.
Yeah.
So whereas we have built in, we're conditioned to sort of not just because we feel like crying, we don't always just cry.
Right,
We
right.
just control it. We
Yeah.
have control mechanisms. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I certainly felt very engaged in that way, and that would then affect you as performers.
It was interesting because when I go and sit in the audience, and they're breathing quite heavily on the ground. I could feel people's breathing start to sort of fall into the same rhythm as the girls.
Yeah,
it's really funny. That was the first time I really picked up on that. Sort of almost like a mirroring effect of the physical.
Yeah, that
happening.
can definitely happen. Absolutely, especially when it's through a loudspeaker and things like that. You actually kind of. It's sort of bigger than our own natural, or even the way you did it. You didn't have speakers, but you were breathing much louder than you would normally, so we could actually hear it. So that would actually draw us in. It's almost like your mother's heartbeat. You kind of get affected by that.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're in the womb. So
yeah. Thank you so much for all of those thoughts.